One other thing that I have to mention is we have moved our exclusive content. So all of the Barebow Shooter School, the form evals, the coaching, the listener, the live listener, exclusive content, and all of the coaching content is moved through subscriptions to our fourth wall account, which is where all the apparel is being made. We have our custom apparel in there where you can order a shirt, get your name designed for the back of any of the apparel that's available. And then our OG Barebow Project shirt is in there. I know Medina's mom just ordered a bunch of sweatshirts. They were champion sweatshirts, really good quality. She absolutely loved them. So go check that out at our apparel store right through our website. But it's also linked in Linktree and Instagram and the profile and stuff like that. So when you go to look at our apparel store, you can see there's three subscriptions. There's a Barebow listener, there's a state champ, and there's national champ. And we do exclusive giveaways for our subscribers through our private Facebook page, where every month you have an opportunity to win something magnificent, whether it's Yoast products, SX Wings product, Jaeger Archery grips, gas bowstrings. We're giving away four Recurve Plus bowstrings this year. So there's a lot of opportunity there that not just the exclusive content, but opportunities to win some amazing prizes and stuff like that. So make sure you check that out. It's a nominal amount of money. It helps support the Barebow Trot project and all of the things that we do to try to promote Barebow across the world. So if you enjoy these podcasts and you enjoy the information, and maybe some of uh, the joking around and all of that jazz, please consider not only sharing every show, but take a look at that, maybe join up, and then you get to talk to our guests and get exclusive access right to them when we're recording. So, with that being said, go check that out and enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Competition Archery Media.
My name is Hugo Lowe.
Hello, I'm Christina Percoli from San Marino.
Greetings, this is Jay Barge from the 107 Club.
I'm Ryan. I'm with Anchorpoint Archery in Goodyear, Arizona.
We are Community Barebow. This is for the Barebow Project. Go Barebow!
This is
The Barebow Project.
And this is the Barebow Project.
And this is the Barebow Project.
And you're watching the Barebow Project.
And you're watching the Barebow Project.
I'm Grayson Partlow, and this is the Barebow Project. I think that was an 8.
Good morning, everyone. I am live right now on like 3 different platforms, but I want to pull up Facebook and try to get all my windows in the same spot. So give me 1 second here. Good morning. You guys all know the routine. If you know how these coffee talk episodes work, let's put it that way. Bottom line is, if you are sitting there drinking a cup of coffee, throw a cup of coffee emoji in the comments or wherever you're watching from. Please. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Got that one pulled around. So I should be live if this stuff worked correctly. I should be live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook right now. But do me a favor and let me pull up this is that new software that I've been working with. That's good. That's good. Why don't I have my chat window? I have to play around with that. Seed source camera, mic overlays. I don't know. It's all good though. KJ Maddox, good morning, sir. About to make sure I'm Oh, I wish I could spell correctly. Screwed that up. Edit post. No. Oh, you know how we do coffee talk. Alright. Spelling. It's hard. I do it all the time though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna share this to Facebook group. Perfect. Looks like it's working alright. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it. I'll take it. Not bad, not bad at all. It's amazing what we can do with technology now compared to just, a year ago with spelling hard, isn't it? Yes it is, Robbie, yes it is. So I have you guys on a separate sheet. However, what I don't understand is you guys, as you comment, so this is the way it's supposed to work on my new software. As you guys comment on, let me open up YouTube quick, just double check that one. I'm supposed to get a notification if, like, in my system here. Yeah, okay, I am live there as well. With mute that bad boy there. I don't want to hear myself in the background. Yeah, cool. Worked out pretty good. The only crappy part is like I may not see all of your comments, so if you pick one, I'm gonna probably be paying attention to the Facebook live feed more than anything. Just FYI. Looks like it's working all right. Yeah, there we go. I'll take it. I'll take it. It's a little behind though, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. All right, so let's get going here. Like I said before, I haven't done a coffee talk in forever, but I miss them. This is the way it works. I have random topics certain things that I want to talk about. Today's going to be a recap of the conversation I had with Daniel Bellotti, who is Cinzia Natsklia's coach. I've been pretty blessed to be able to talk to and become friends with some of these people, like Eric and Lena and Leo and Cinzia and stuff like that. And when I guess we talked right when they first came in Thursday, and I said, hey, after you get done shooting, is there any way that I could sit down and chat with you? Thank you, Robbie. I appreciate that. I did it special just for you. So, and the reason I did that is because, I mean, how often do you get access to ask coaching questions and get feedback from these people? That's just the way my brain operates. Like, if I wanna talk to the people who do it as far as Barebow well all the time, and what are the key components or the key drivers that that help them produce consistent arrows, right? Robbie, you have a task. I want one of these mugs for your fire department. Get to it. For those of you who don't know, I'm talking to Robbie Weisinger, our good buddy. He's on a little bit of an archery sabbatical of sorts. He's shooting, but I'm proud of that dude. He's going through the fire academy here shortly. He was hired by the fire department, working on medic right now, so shout out to him. But anyways, so let's see if this is gonna work. Move this over here. Go. I don't know. Well, there's that. Let's see if this one works. Oh, I don't know why it did that. Let's go back to default scene. Anyways, so here's the thing that I want to say. When I talked to Daniel, and obviously there's an English barrier there. It was it's hard to have that conversation without someone to translate, and that's what Chintzia did. But the irony is whether you call them not suspicions, but theories or methods from a coaching standpoint, well, none of us are really that different. When I was talking to Daniel, and we were talking about like the way Chintzia shoots, and I think the most profound, I don't know if that's the right word, he put the most emphasis on finding the next step and making sure that you're hitting that step every time, basically. And so here's I guess the stroke of irony is, I mean, I've interviewed everyone in some regards, and when you think about your most consistent shooters, they all sort of shoot with that same philosophy, especially if they're aimers. There's a lot of people who still shoot and they're not really great aimers. I'm not a great aimer, you know. It takes a high volume of arrows over a very extensive period of time in order to be a really good aimer. But he said about what do you find? You have to find the next step. What's the next step in the process? And that step, whether it's 1 or 2 or 3 steps, has to go beyond the aim. You have to go beyond the aim. You can't just sit back and let me see. Oh man, I'm failing miserably of monitoring the live feed. I apologize. Yeah, so the goal is always, you need to find the next step. What could that next step look like? It could be, I know Grayson talks about something similar to that, where the string blur is a thing that he uses as a tool to check after aiming and into holding. It can be string blur, it can be a feeling at anchor, it can be a feeling at back tension, or like a final tension and direction check at full draw. It can be, I mean, I guess in some cases, some people use a sear that way, but I don't think that a thumb sear or a grip sear. The only thing is pressure changes with that, but it could work. But they always talk about the next step. Like Chintzia, make sure she just has that mental fortitude to make sure that she's hitting all of those next steps right till the end on every arrow. So if you can, by volume, practice aiming in the middle, keeping it in the middle, and finding that timing of your shot, shooting in that fashion, it will translate over to the competitive line. But it's going to take volumes and volumes of arrows. And I think that's also probably one of the most common trip ups for people trying to make changes. Either they shoot a specific way and have had marginal success. I'm guilty of this. When I, say, you hit a 520, you hit a 530, whatever. I think 530 is a little bit better than marginal, but you've had 500, 520, whatever, and it worked. But it's not like it's not a process that works with longevity. You have to be able to kind of step back and admit, like, hey, this is, I know that I'm getting lucky on more arrows than I care to admit. I got to make a change, and then you have to make that change moving forward. I mean, I honestly could say that I've shot 520s and 530s with like mini drive-bys for half the arrows. It can be done, 100% can be done, but it's not consistent. It doesn't last. You have to work on it. If you want to be, if you're not an aimer, you have to work on being a better aimer. That's literally what it comes down to. My favorite thing to do right now, mainly because I'm short on time and working on finding that next step. Again, just for those that maybe didn't join the conversation early, what it means by finding your next step, it is that step has to happen, whether it's one or two, has to happen after holding continues after the aim. Just tuck that in the brain so that it doesn't become you are looking for a next step, but you never really accomplish the other stuff beforehand. Then you're just wasting your time. That's that. I think there's levels to this stuff, and one of the struggles is people try to work on end game things in the shot process after position 3, that full draw position. They're working on all of these things, but they don't really have the knowledge, or they haven't worked on the stuff prior to allow them to be an effective holder, to take advantage of their biomechanics, and they're trying to fix things without getting to the root cause of the problem, if that makes sense. Again, ironically, I had this conversation with Grayson, I think it was earlier this week. Either earlier this week or last weekend on Sunday, because he's working on his release, and hasn't felt like as consistent as it's been in years past. And so I asked him a question. I said, do me a favor, tell me what your release is. And he was like, I don't know, which is incredible because the dude's a hammer. I was like, so tell me what your release is. Like, do you know what your release hand position, you know what it feels like? Do you know what it looks like? What does it feel it looks like? Where does it start? Where does it finish? How does it feel when the string pulls through your fingers? All those things. I was like, I don't know. I was like, well, then you need to figure that out. Like, you have to figure that out, because how do you fix a thing if you don't know what it is? So I said, all right, let's do this. I said, I want you to figure out what exactly your best release feels like. Probably going to take blind bail, because with blind bail, when we close our eyes, it enables us to really focus on our position, allows us to focus on the feel of the shot. It gives us all of the feedback that we need to be like, okay, yeah, that feels really, really good. Like when that string pulls through the hand, and that hand doesn't move. The hand doesn't move back. It just, the string pulls through, and then you have that natural finish wherever that may be. I like mine nice and tight. I like my finger to come back across my face if possible, and I don't finish real far back. It's not explosive, And so he did that. He went back to the drawing board. It's like, okay, I got to figure this out. So you figure it out. You train it. Shoot blind bail. Reinforce it with blind bail. And then just go to short yardage if you're capable. If you're not a good aimer, short yardage isn't going to have as much of a benefit to you. So, see, this is what happens in this coffee talk nonsense. I start talking and I don't drink my coffee. Sorry, I'm going to drink faster, I promise. So, long story short, You get people that want to work on the release, but they're not a good aimer. Well, how are you gonna how you're kind of it's kind of putting the cart before the horse a little bit. Um, Guilty as charged. Work on being a good aimer first before worrying about the other stuff. If you're not a good aimer, because it's form related, you're gonna find out fast. Then you can fix, which when I say form related for aiming, it means that you're probably not in great alignment, probably have some other wonky things going on. Could be too soft of an anchor, could be poor alignment, could be you're out of balance. I guess what I mean by that is like you have shoulders one up, one down. Um, there's a plethora of examples of that. So if you're not a good aimer, if it's impossible, and your body's in some kind of crazy position, your body's going to scream at you, get me the hell out of here. That's the way it works. This isn't, and that contributes to target panic, period. There's absolutely no question. I will argue it all the way to the end of the day. One of the biggest factors in target panic is the start of target panic is when your form is when you're not taking advantage of biomechanics. When you're not taking advantage of what the body is capable of doing at a full draw, a good full draw position. So you find those things out then along the way, and then you work on them. And then if you don't know how to work on them, well, that's where the Barebow Shooter School comes in. But you also have a plethora of knowledgeable shooters out there that help online. Be careful who you take information from, but there's a lot of opportunity out there. And once you get past that point, like Grayson's a very accomplished shooter. He's shot the world record before it was a world record. But like there's always something to work on. It doesn't matter how good you are, or how good you've been, or where you were at, or where you're at now. There's always something to work on, and I think that's the important thing to learn. With this conversation, what's your next step? What are you doing next to make yourself better? Maybe it's the mental stuff. I mean, I've been posting a lot of that stuff. The podcasts have been dedicated to that. Outside of Medina's last one, I got Oliver's coming up hopefully today. It's recorded. I just have to edit it, and I wanted to give Medina's Medina's podcast a chance to kind of soak out the internet and get some views before I put Oliver's out there. But there's always something to work on. There's always something that you need to check, and don't be afraid to be critical of yourself. It's probably one of the biggest life-changing things that I've learned in the last 6 months. Like, you got to be critical of yourself, the way you act, and the true amount of dedication that you put into a thing. Right now, 100%. That's facts. So, but anyways, all right. Let's. We got viewers. Who's viewing and from where? Put it in the comments, please. Tell me who you are and where you're from, because I see a bunch of people. However, let me see. I don't see a whole lot of comments other than Robbie loving my hair. I know, man. I know. So tell me who you are and where you're from, because I only see that there's viewers. I don't see who they are. So do that for me, please. But we're going to get into some other things here. Hopefully this works the way it's supposed to be. So let's see. We had some topics that popped up previously on the Facebook groups, and I tend to like, if you guys see a cool topic, something we're worth talking about, please holler at me or tag me in it. Um, as a matter of fact, there was just one last night and I forgot to screenshot it. I don't remember what it was. Um, but if you see something that's like a good topic, or like, and when I do these coffee talk episodes, or if I do like the Barebow, I call them surfing the Barebow internet. Welcome back to the Barebow Project. This is episode 126 with the 2025 Lancaster Archery Classic men's Barebow champion, Oliver Olkenholt. I recorded this with Oliver about a week ago, but wanted to let Medina's sort of episode out there and soak up the webs. Um, but you know that it was this is a great episode. You're going to enjoy it, and Oliver drops a ton of knowledge on how he changed his shooting form literally just in November, prior to the classic. Few other announcements. If you haven't seen the posts, we are doing a Barebow giveaway, and as a matter of fact, it's sitting right here. The Barebow Bulletin has been announced. The Barebow Bulletin is a basically a news source. Check that bad boy, nice and shiny. Um, It's a newsletter, free subscription-based newsletter. You go to thebarebow.project.com and subscribe. Click any subscribe button. Gives you the option to subscribe to the bulletin. I'm working with Lancaster Archery, their brand Galaxy, Arcore grips, putting Yoast on it. The Push Archery, shout out to Matt, and a ton of providers. We're going to have articles on there from news updates from judges, from coaches, from some tuning experts, as we'd like to call them, news updates from organizations, world record holders, national record holders. Lars Pedersen has contributed a column and is going to continue to do so for our friends across the pond in Europe in those areas. And, you know, it's going to be an editorial that binds all of Barebow worldwide together. If you have news or updates or things that you would love to see highlighted in the newsletter, please email me at thebarrelproject@gmail.com. We can fit it in, we will. We are accepting some advertisers on there, which you're going to see in the newsletter, and you'll receive it either by subscription um, when we send it out. It's going to be on the website, and it's going to be announced and discussed in every podcast. So it's going to be made very readily available for everyone. So I hope you enjoy that, and I hope you enjoy this episode of the Barebow Project. Um, that's basically what this is. Um, you know, tag me in it, and if it's a good conversation piece, I'll bring it up in a podcast. But anyway, so Rob Davies um, said, I think there's a niche in the market for an ideal bow stand. I'm sick of people nearly tripping over mine when it's laid horizontally on a low stand. I just thought this was funny, actually. But hey, Rob, there is streaming error. Yeah, I don't know why. Why did I get a streaming error? Well, hopefully it doesn't end. Oh, it ended. But I'm still live on YouTube and um, Instagram, so it's all good. Anyways, yeah. So Rob, you can simply get a compound bow stand, super inexpensive, less than like $10, $14, and you can use that on your top limb, and then you can set your bow on the ground that way, right on your bare bow weight, and you're good to go, man. So a lot of people maybe don't realize that those are available or that they work in that way, but they do. So go check that out. But thanks, Rob. Appreciate you. Let's check this one. This is from Kazmarek. Dawood Kazmarek? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope so. Another one from the Barebow group. Hi, lately I went crazy to make a slow motion movie, 200 FPS. There was some other aim to do this, but okay. There's another reason he was doing this. There's a lot of talking about follow through. I noticed in the video the arrow is already gone, before my hand is behind my head. Barebow Classic 2022. Dwayne Martin has a peace of mind and seems not to worry about it at all. I understand the force vector that is behind it, but it seems like it's really not an influence in the shot or what. So here's the situation with follow through. Your follow through. I wonder if I can go back live on Facebook. Maybe not. It is what it is. Follow through is indicative of the consistency of your shot. So does follow through matter? Yes. Does Dwayne have a follow through? Yes, but Dwayne's follow through is very minimal, including his release. His release is almost static, or I didn't see him shoot at the Classic this year unless it's changed, which I highly doubt it, because there's no reason for Dwayne to change anything. He's an amazing shooter. That's just what Dwayne naturally had uncovered, and it fit well into his method of shooting. However, I do think that there's drawbacks to a big, wild, explosive follow through, because you're going to have that tendency when and if you let target panic seep in, you're going to have that tendency to exasperate that explosion. That the anticipation of that explosion has a negative effect. That's why I like the Olympic recurve follow through is not really conducive. I don't think I personally do not think that it's has good carryover to Barebow. So keep it natural. I think the tension and direction aspect is more important than the follow through. And then finding what that follow through is that's natural to your setup. And there's a video I did, I think it's called Finding 50/50 on the YouTube page. And it's the basic notion of, if you shoot a 15-pound recurve, and with that recurve, should that follow through be exactly the same, even the distance that you finish the shot, should it be exactly the same with a 15-pound recurve as it would be for a 40-pound recurve? Are they going to be identical? If you're making them identical, it's not really your follow through. That's just physics. 15 pounds and 40 pounds are going to have a drastic change. But once you adjust, they might look similar, but if you measure it by millimeters, it's going to be different. Find what that specific is to your shot process and form. Make sure that the tension and direction is going toward the target, and you're going to naturally probably finish with some left follow through and away from the target. That's what's most important. So not out here, not here, not here. Toward the target, away from the target. But anyways, moving on. Billy Charters. Do Barebow shooters get perfect back tension? When I shot Olympic recurve, I felt the tension in my middle and bottom part of my back, but shooting Barebow with the index finger corner of my mouth, I also feel the tension in my deltoids and drawing shoulder. What are your thoughts on, am I doing something wrong? No, Billy, I don't think you are. I think when I switched from Olympic recurve, I noticed that I was using muscles within my shoulder and my back that I wasn't used to. I think it has more to do with the position of the arm with the anchor. Instead of being here, it's to here, and it changes that angle a little bit. You just have to adjust to it. I don't have that anymore. That went away. I just think it was actually an underdevelopment of those muscles because it changed the dynamic of the hold. So you feel like you're not into your back, but you're still into your back. As long as you're you know, alignment's decent, you're gonna get into your back. It's hard. It depends on, like, every shooter's different. Bodies are different. Mobility is different. Flexibility is different. So not everybody can get into like perfect alignment. Younger people, teens, 20 somethings, maybe 30 somethings, it's definitely easier. There's no question. But that's a thing. So if you, again, this is all relatable. There's levels to it. If you're not getting too good alignment, you eventually could flirt with some TP issues just because you're not able to get into your back, you're not really holding, you're not relaxed, you know, and all that stuff. Like it's all tiered. So, I would go for, this is what I would be doing, Billy. I would check position number 4, coaching position number 4, which is a camera up above you, so you can check your alignment at full draw. I would shoot. I'd probably shoot some blind bail as well, and with some camera. Make sure, and evaluate those shots. Make sure that you're hitting that same position every time. Find out what's too far and what's not far enough, and then find that happy place in the middle. And you'll be good. You'll be good to go. Don't overthink it. I'll tell you that much. Don't overthink it. Barebow archers have a tendency to overthink everything, for sure. Kyle Maddox from Kansas, what's up, buddy? Christopher Elliott, what's up? Tim Forster, Littletown, PA. We got a PA guy up in this piece. I don't know where Littletown is. I'm gonna have to look that up, Tim. Josh, I know Josh. Josh is one of my Patreon subscribers. Don't get me started on that, Josh, though. Vic. Okay, Vic. Smart ass. And Gerard O'Mara from Ireland. Sweet. Ireland's in the house. Yeah. I love it. Appreciate you guys tuning in. So let's move on. I think this is the last one. I'm doing horrible. I'm only like halfway done my coffee. So, Barebow Group. Ben Keers. How are you aiming? Currently experimenting with this release. When the release should take place. At the moment, I'm trying to hold the arrow point in the gold. This must be an English translation thing. In the gold each time, and count to 4 in my head, which works okay, but not great. How do you do that? Just by feel, or is there some kind of trigger for the right timing for you? I would like to have some kind of rhythm in my shooting sequence that indicates when it is the right moment to release. I started counting, though, through Target Panic, which also helped, but counting is a bit distracting and gets rather annoying in the long run. Accounting's okay as a training aid. I don't think it's on a long-term fix. There's a lot of people out there. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but I'll go over it again. There's a lot of people out there that shoot sears. Like if you're desperate and you kind of like, you can shoot a sear. People shoot sears well. It's not that they won't work. They 100% will work, and they'll probably work with a little bit less practice in some regards to be a really good aimer. But I wouldn't. My first thing would not be to go that route, because typically, if you're having issues without it, you need to learn to aim and get through that aim, and not let the picture become your trigger to let go. Like we talked about, what's your next step? You would need to pick something. This is what I would do. You need to pick something that once the tip of the arrow gets to the middle of the target, or gets to your 6 o'clock aiming point, like on a lollipop, however you do it, you need to have another thing. That thing, whatever it is, within the shot process, and the goal, the reason that sears are sort of a topic of discussion is because you're putting pressure on the riser. I call that negative tension. You're putting pressure on your tab, you know, with your thumb, if that's what you do. There's a lot, again, there's 100% people who shoot sears and they shoot them well. A lot of times it might be a little bit of this, with the longevity of it, but everybody has their own. I know Oliver Oakenholt that just won the classic. He doesn't shoot a hard sear. He shoots, like he called it, a soft sear. Well, you guys can learn about that in his podcast. I'm not gonna disclose all the information. I mean, there's definitely people out there that do it and do it well. But at any rate, I would be doing holding drills. I would work on your timing of your shot, work on the mental control, and you can do it at close range. I mean, I do it here in my office all the time. Well, I shouldn't say I wasn't doing it in my office all the time. Since before the classic, I started doing it in my office all the time because it's the only thing I have time for. But if you have a target at home, go to 3 yards, go to your 18-meter crawl, run your shot process, put the tip of the arrow in the middle of the target. So if I wish I could share my screen, but I don't know how to do that with this. But if you go and put the tip of the arrow in, and I want you to get to full draw, get to your good solid anchor, put the tip of the arrow in the middle of the target, 3 yards on a 3 spot, and take the tip of your arrow and float it back and forth. 3 o'clock, 9, or I went the opposite direction. That would be my 3 o'clock. For you, it's not. It's 9 o'clock. 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, middle. And then sit there and let it, find the X and make the X disappear with the tip of the arrow. Let it sit there. And then execute. Give yourself permission to execute the shot. Make sure whatever else you check, whether it's a hand pressure thing, that you're making sure your thumb is relaxed, or say your thumb is under tension and you relax that thumb, that becomes a green light to shoot. I mean, I think there's some other people out there that shoot in that similar fashion. You have to, what's your next step? Obviously you need to have a next step. So instead of just getting yourself to the target and then that's the last step, there has to be another step, and that's what you need to add into your shot process. So I think that's everything. What is this one? Oh, that's what that is. I don't know why that does that. I don't know why it goes black. So let's see. You guys got any questions? Got any feedback? A lot of Instagram viewers today. I appreciate you all for that too. Give me some. Oh, there's Chintzia. Chintzia had joined earlier. Nice. Hello, my friend. I'm looking at my other screen because that's where I'm looking at all of your faces. Holler at me. Give me some feedback. Adam, thanks for joining in from Cleveland. I appreciate you. Saw Greg Akana Kangara. I don't know who that is. Andra, Josiah, Klaus. Hey, Klaus. I know Klaus. Cat Click. Interesting names. Instagram, you get all the names. Bong's Archery. Styles, that's probably Josh. I can't even pronounce that. Mad Earth. Dustin Schmidt. Gianno Vizzoni. The Push Archery joined in. Well, I'll be damned. I feel honored now. Let's. I wish my Facebook was still live because I missed all of those comments. Got to figure that out. Hopefully you guys are drinking up your coffee. If not, I'm about done. Couple of things before I close this out. Yeah, Josh, Facebook shut me down. It didn't shut me down. Just the live feed ended. There's some kind of a miss there. No big deal. It is what it is. I'm going to end up deleting the live feeds and putting them on YouTube anyway. Couple of things. The discount code is still out there for the apparel store. Go check that out. It's through the link tree, through the website, or through you can go to Instagram or Facebook in the profile. You can find the store. Go check that out. The Barebow Happens t-shirt is up. It's discounted right now because it's new, and I want to see. It says Barebow Happens. I think it says relax. Barebow Happens. It's a pretty cool shirt. That's a playoff actually from Grayson. I'm not gonna lie. Stole the idea from Grayson. Grayson was on the top 8 at the Classic, and he wore a shirt that said relax. It's perfect. So yeah, that's where that came from. But anyways, go. It's like $19.99 or something like that. I don't know. It's super cheap. Go order that shirt. It's a cool shirt, and report back to me the quality of the image, because that's why it's discounted. It said it was in the in-between area of good and okay, and I want to know what that image how that image turned out. February 16th, I have a private coach series. It's basically a barebow training. The event is on the Facebook page. Go if you are interested in attending that. We're talking position number 2 of the form and shot process, the transition from position 1 to position 2, what's happening next, and then where you're at in the mental world of the shot process at that point. It's free for Patreon subscribers. Patreon's giving me a fit right now though, so if you want to attend that, reach out to me and we'll make it work. Probably through Fourth Wall, but we'll talk about that. And I think that's it. Nimrod Archery's joined. Hey, what's up, dude? Check that guy out. He makes some pretty badass arrows. A couple others jumped in. Yeah, exactly, Josh. Don't get me started. I'm probably I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I'm actually in the process of sending out a group email. Patreon sucks. Let me just tell you that. I'll just leave it at that. I'm pissed at them for being stupid. Literally just being stupid. But anyways, that's besides the point. If you guys, hey, Richard Hall's Archery, I think that's who that is. Joined in on YouTube, my man. Hall's Archery is infamous. If you don't know, now you know. It's where Medina shoots. Ostachuk? I think that's something like that. I don't know. Medina, I'm sorry. I don't want to butcher your name. But Hall's Archery in Connecticut has been around for a very, very, very long time, and they know their thing up there. I know that. She's in good hands up there. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm rambling at this point. Some may say I was rambling the whole time, but whatever. I don't give a shit. Miss you all. Love you all. Robbie, be safe, my friend. I know you're working on some stuff out there. Proud of you, dude. It was absolutely amazing catching up with so many people at the Classic. It was also not so amazing when I don't get to catch up with people at the Classic. There's just so much that's going on that weekend. It's so hard to see everyone and talk to everyone, but I just want you to know I have a tremendous amount of appreciation for everyone in that pays attention to the Barebow Project, that's in the subscribers group, that supports the Barebow Project. You know, uh, yeah, period. Like, you have no idea how appreciative I am. So just want to put that out there. I probably say it every show, or a lot more than I used to, and because it's something that it just means a lot. It makes wanting to do the show um, more. Just it keeps you motivated, and your support. I'll tell you that. And so, with that being said, one more thing. Those of you that are shooting indoor nationals as it's approaching, we're getting I'm not ready, but we're getting ready to shoot in Virginia this weekend. Right now, they're shooting at the Lancaster Archery shop for indoor nationals. I just want to say good luck to all those amazing people. I know Maggie's shooting, and my buddy Rob. I think the Nyers are all shooting this weekend. So, but the rest of you across the country, I just want to say good luck. All right, deuces. 45 minutes in on this piece. Last sip. Peace out.